Hi my friends, welcome back. Today I want to share with you my 7 rules for a slower, more intentional life. If you're new here, welcome. This is a place where you can get tips and inspiration for living a simpler, happier and calmer life. So feel free to hit subscribe if you want to follow along. The funny thing is that with the way that technology has evolved, it saves us a lot of time. We can do a lot of things quicker now than ever before. But instead of enjoying the time that saves us, we tend to use that time to cram even more into our days, and we tend to fill them up to the minute, making our life even more busy and fast-paced. And for me, living a slower, more intentional life is something that I've been working on for a while, and it just feels a lot better. There's less stress because I'm not trying to do it all, and there's more time for the things I enjoy. The first one is so wonderful and is something that saves me time, money, energy, space every single day, and I called it enough is enough. First, I wanted to call this less is more, but I actually don't think that that sentiment always applies to everything. So enough is enough. And by that, I mean making the conscious choice for a certain category of items to just say, okay, I have enough of this, so you can stop looking for more or something different. This concept can apply to anything and everything you want it to apply to. So for example, for me with my wardrobe, I know that I have enough clothing. I'm happy with how my wardrobe is currently. So I decided, okay, I have enough clothing. I'm not going to look for anything else. I can just walk by all the stores. I'm not looking in the sales. I'm not scrolling on my phone. I ignore any and all advertisement that comes my way. And that will only change until there is actually something concrete that I am missing in my wardrobe because I have enough. Same with perfume. I have one perfume and I decided that that's enough. So until this one runs out, I won't look at any other perfume ever. And this might not sound like a lot, but when you add up all of these little examples of everything that you don't have to look for anymore, it just frees up so much time and energy and space and money, and you're not being influenced by people online or by advertisements, so it just makes everything a lot easier. With the way that consumerism works, I think that we are just very much used to browsing and just seeing what's out there first, and then later on we ask ourselves if this is something that we might want or need, so then we have this whole thing to think about. So just the conscious choice of saying, okay, I have enough of this thing, I'm not looking for anything else until there's actually something missing, makes everything so much simpler. The second rule is something that I really discovered just how powerful this was when I was recovering from my burnout, and I just kept using it since then because it works really well, and that is the rule that empty time is just as important as schedule time. So when you take a look at your calendar, you might see work or school and appointments, meetings, and everything else, and the empty time that is still free, that's still free to schedule more things. And I stopped doing this. I started treating that empty time as another appointment, only this time it's an appointment with myself to just rest or do something fun or do whatever I need to do at that time, just creating margin into my days and therefore margins into my life. So if I have something to do on Saturday and someone asks me about Sunday, then I will usually reply with my weekend is full. Because to me it is. Sunday in this case is me time, and I know that I need that time to recharge and just feel good in the week to come. So instead of treating that time as being open or available to schedule more things, I treat it as another appointment. Now, of course, how much time you have available and how much time you need, that's up to you. That can be different from person to person. But the biggest thing is just the mindset shift of empty time not being there to schedule more things, but actually having value on its own. Woo! When life gets busy, I tend to speed up. My breathing quickens, my movements speed up. I feel like I have to get through my tasks as quickly as possible. And because I speed up, it feels like life speeds up, and I get even more that sense of being busy and being stressed. Now, when I notice that I'm speeding up like this, I actively make myself slow down. I make myself take 3 deep breaths, which takes basically only 30 seconds. But when I feel really busy, I don't even feel like I have that time, but I make myself take those 3 deep breaths, and I can immediately feel some of that stress leaving my body. And I try to take that with me, that slowness, for the rest of the day. Even if I'm in bed reading a book before I go to sleep, if I have been working very hard that day or if it's been really busy, I will notice that I'm trying to read as quickly as possible and just get through the book as fast as possible, which is a huge waste because I'm not enjoying it as much and it's making me feel rushed, even though I'm actually trying to slow down and go to bed. So if I notice this again, I will make myself slow down and read the lines one by one. As Phil Dunphy says, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I really think that's true. Better one thing done right than 3 things done poorly. And I really notice a really big difference in how I approach my days from this more slow and mindful mindset instead of having everything sped up really fast. And I don't really feel like I'm getting done a lot less, but it's just a lot nicer and gentler. Of course, there are exceptions to this, but when it comes to just daily life things, I've learned that the same thing can be either really nice and enjoyable or really bad and unpleasant, depending on how I'm experiencing the thing that I'm doing. Most things have enjoyable aspects, and even things like chores or cleaning can be nicer if we can be present in the present moment instead of wishing that we were doing something else instead. I think that that's the biggest thing. Like cleaning the dishes or doing the laundry, the key is to approach them not from a place of wanting to get through them as quickly as possible, but just accepting them as they are since you have to do them anyway, and just finding the joy. Similarly, something fun like hanging out with a friend can also be unenjoyable if we're not there to fully enjoy it in the moment, be present. If we are stuck in our head or worrying about some things, or if we're being absent and on our phone. So I think that for a large part, life really is what we make it, and I think we have the power to make our experiences more enjoyable, just as our life is right now, simply by experiencing them differently. Another really important one that is very helpful for me is installing a not now zone. So by this I mean having a certain time of the day or certain day of the week or part of the day of the week, like Sunday mornings, whatever works for you and fits in your schedule, where everything can be on hold for a little while. For example, for me, as soon as work is done and I've made dinner, we've had dinner, my boyfriend has cleaned up the kitchen, and maybe in this particular evening we don't have any other chores or sports or anything planned, then I decide, okay, this is my not now zone. It starts now, and until tomorrow morning when I wake up, everything can just wait. I don't have to think about difficult things. Maybe I'm pondering something or I'm having trouble making a decision about something. That happens to me often. Don't have to think about it. No chores. Maybe there's something that I wish I had gotten done that day, but I didn't have time for it. We'll get to it tomorrow. Everything else can wait. It's just me and my boyfriend, downtime, and whatever we feel like doing is fine. I'm the type of person who tends to mull on things endlessly sometimes if something is bothering me or I don't know what to do. And if I don't actively install a not now zone, I can continue to think about these things even if I have time off in the evening, if I have downtime. And that's a waste because I'm not enjoying it fully and I'm not really reaping the benefits of it because I'm continuing to think about those things or continuing to think like, oh, we still need to vacuum and clean the bathroom. And so that's how that not now zone is really helpful. I just don't think that we are built for always being on, for always being able to make the tough decisions and to think about the important things or to do all of the things that we want to do. And I think we know this with children. It's like, oh, if they're too tired to think straight, they just need to go to bed. But somehow we do expect that of ourselves as we become adults. So it can be really nice to just protect your mental space like that and just say, you know what, I'll think about it tomorrow or I'll do this thing tomorrow, but for right now, it is just relaxing time. I'm gonna have a good night's sleep. So if you recognize this, try installing a not now zone for a while and see how you like it. See if it can help you to rest and recharge your batteries. And also try and see if when it is over, if you're actually more equipped to deal with whatever is going on because you've had some nice rest. I try to base my choices, especially the bigger life choices, on what feels right for me. I do things that I love, the way that I love them, not because I feel obligated to or because that's how I've always done them. For me, I think one of the biggest things when it comes to slowing down my life and living with more intention has been to kind of reconnect with myself, with my gut or intuition even, to reconnect to how things feel for me, if it feels like the right decision or if this doesn't feel like me. And if you can do that more, it makes it a lot easier to live life on your own terms and to base your choices on what makes you happy and what will bring you the most value. When it comes to your career, do you want a promotion because that would make you happier or you would enjoy that? Or are you actually happier where you are now? That's a valid question. Also, when it comes to friends or family, or if you want to have kids or not, these are all really big life choices. The choices that we make here have such a big impact on our life, so you're allowed to be intentional with it and to base them on what feels right for you. Even if people mean well when they give you advice, which usually they will, it is still biased because it is based on their own experiences and they are not you. They don't know you as well as you know yourself. So even if the advice is good, it might still not feel like you or feel like your path in life, and that's okay to listen to that. Saying no can be hard for a number of reasons. It can make us feel guilty or like we're being selfish. Maybe saying no to certain activities can be hard because we have to accept that this is not something that we are into and feel like this is something that we should want to do. Or maybe it's just wanting to be liked or not wanting to offend anyone or even dealing with demanding, difficult people. But we only have 24 hours in a day, or you might only have a certain amount of energy available to do things, which is true in my case. So if we keep saying yes to everything, especially to things that we don't want to do or that we don't have the time or the energy to do, we're gonna hit a wall. I've learned through practicing with saying no to things that I really don't want to do, that one, it gets easier, and two, even though I still feel guilty some of the times, no is just as valid in life as yes. Because through saying no to things that you don't want to do, you will have more time and opportunity left to say yes to the things that do bring you value. So more no's will lead to more yeses to all the good stuff. And of course, I'm not saying that you should never do anything for anyone else or that you should only consider yourself. But a quick way is to ask yourself if what you're saying yes to will cost you more than it will bring the other person. And if that is the case, then I think no is usually the better answer, and no can be just as valid as yes. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to get some more help from me when it comes to slowing down and living with more intention, then you can always sign up for my 30-day slow living program, which is called Unhurried. I will leave the links to where you can get info and sign up in the description box. It is a 30-day program where you'll get an email from me every day with a new lesson and a challenge. You can do that challenge in 15 minutes or less, and that can really help you to experience slow living directly into your everyday life through a variety of different ways. So feel free to check that out. I would love to know from you which of these 7 rules spoke to you the most and why, so feel free to leave that in the comments section. As always, questions, comments, conversations down below. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again next week. Bye bye!